Hey folks, welcome back to the Dormouse's desk. I know this is a little bit late in the month for one of my mid-month currently inked, but it's been a pretty busy month with Inkvent. I'm really thrilled that Inkvent is over. So many great inks this month though. So it was a great box, but that's a lot of work going through all of those every day. I only pre-filmed some of it, and so all of the paintings I filmed maybe a day before the day. So editing and painting all kind of like happened in the same day, and then the next day it would upload. But yeah, so I'm happy that it's over, and I can go back to some more normal things. Although Inkvent is like sort of a normal thing for me, but I mean more like generally normal things, and go back to sort of weekly videos. Next year is gonna look a lot different for me. I'm starting some new things, and so I don't exactly know how much time I'll have to dedicate to pen and ink stuff, especially YouTube things. So I'm really hoping that I can keep to a weekly schedule. But if I can't, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. But I'm going to try to do it. So anyway, let's hop into this. So many awesome pens this month, and not all of them were originally inked up at the beginning of the month, but most of them were. If you know my collection, you know what? I don't remember when I last shared my collection. Maybe in November. Maybe November I shared it. I don't remember. But there are some new things here that just happened on my doorstep in December. Let's start. I'm going to move this out of the way so I can create some space. I'm going to start here. This is a Woodshed pen. This is, I don't know what it's called. I call it the White Sparkle. It has these sort of mint colored sparkles. This is something that I traded a franklin-christoph pen for. I'm not sure how much longer it's going to stay in my collection. It's not my favorite pen. It's okay. The nib is actually really nice though. Okay, so this is the year end currently inked. So yeah, we can start with this one. This is Ink Institute Cat at Midnight. That looks like it says car, but I promise you it's cat. I don't know how I feel about this ink yet. I think it's pretty, but I don't think that I would put it in a small nib. So what did I say this was? This was the Woodshed. This is a 1.5, and ink. Cat at Dawn. And for space, I'll just... This is clearly going to take the exact same amount of space. I'll try to make the next one smaller. Okay, so that's that one. Yeah, the pen itself, the pen body, I'm not 100% in love with, so it's probably something that's going to go up on the Slack group. And I would consider trades for that, or I don't know, maybe I'll sell it outright. I don't know. I don't know. So next, let's go with this. This is a Twsbi Diamond 580 in white and rose gold. This plastic took on some staining, which is really annoying because I like white pens, and this is now a pink pink pen. Oh, so this is inked with Diamine All the Best, and it's a shimmer ink. And yes, this month I used a lot of shimmer inks again. Who am I? But I thought I need like two good shimmery Christmas inks. And so I was like, oh, maybe last year's Day 25 Ink Ven ink would work. And then the next ink you should recognize immediately, because it is probably the ultimate holiday-y ink. Dang it, you just had to go outside the lines, didn't you? I've had an exorbitant amount of caffeine today, so I just got over my caffeine headache, but I'm still a little bit shaky from all the coffee. So, here we go. I didn't do a full fill on these, but I did use this pen quite a lot, and there's still a little bit of ink in there, but I'm really proud of myself with how much I've written this month, especially with an ink on the red side, which I don't typically gravitate towards, but this is more of like a pink magenta-y looking color. But yeah, so if you guys actually know a way to get staining out of the plastic on these, can you let me know? Because I'd like to save that pen. It's not that old. Okay. I forgot to grab the sample of this one. This is J. Urban Emerald of Chivor. And I have had this sample since I got into inks and pens, and guess what? This is the first time I've used it, which is a little bit bananas. Don't know why I did that. Because this ink is freaking fantastic. There's a reason why this ink is so popular, and it's because it's good. You know, just in case you've been putting it off like I have, stop doing that, because it's not worth it. Don't wait. I've written this pen practically dry. I have to keep it nibbed down just to get the last bits out. Why, yes, I could refill it, but it's so close to the end of the month that I want to move on to a different ink. But this ink is fantastic. This is a Twsbi Diamond 580 in Prussian blue. This has a medium nib. This is also probably one of the nicest Twsbi nibs that I've ever used. And I have a number of Twsbis, but this one is really freaking amazing. I don't know why. I got it secondhand from our friend Casey, who I adore, and I don't know if she had this nib tuned or worked on at all, but it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, this combo is like really great. Like, I would consider permanently inking this pen with this. But this is such a holiday colored ink that I don't know. Speaking of awesome pen friends, this is a gift from Pickwick Turtle, Miss Pickwick, or Miss Turtle. This is a Kaweco All Sport in the Aurora Borealis color, and it's amazing. The ink I picked for this is Ash. This month is the first time I used any of the inks from last year's calendar. It took me literally a full year, because all the best came from that calendar and Ash came from that calendar, and it took me the entire year to put them in a pen. Okay, next. Sailor Yamadori. This is one of my oldest bottles of ink, and I don't use it very much. Why? I don't know. I don't know, but it's exactly why I chose to use it this month, just because it does not get a lot of love. But it's a pretty color. This originally was not in my currently inked, because I only picked 4 inks. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Well, because I knew another pen was coming, but I only picked 4 inks for this month, knowing that I don't typically like more than like 5 or 6 inks/pens. I don't like having more than 5 or 6 inks/pens inked up at any one time, because it can feel a little bit overwhelming, and I don't want to neglect any one pen that I have inked. And I also don't like having a lot of carryover, unless it's absolutely amazing. But generally I want to like vary everything every month. So this was not part of the original pick, but I found this on Amazon. This was a $15 pen. It's a Jinhao X159. If you watch YouTube videos, you've probably heard about it, and there's a reason. Because this pen is really nice for $15. I think it only comes in extra fine and fine nibs. But the nibs on them are huge. They're gigantic. Let's compare it with a Yovo nib. Is big. It's much bigger. But yeah, so this came, and I'm just like, I've always sort of wanted a Mont Blanc, and this is supposed to be like a good dupe for it. It's a very chunky pen. Cartridge converter. The converter is a little janky, but I think that's how these Jinhao converters are. They sort of like chintz out on the converters, but the pen itself is actually pretty nice. And the nib is good. So I was really pleasantly surprised with this one. I don't usually get a hard start, so that's surprising. I don't know if it's because I had the cap off and wasn't writing with it, or what. Honest review. I really do like this pen, despite this hard start. I've not had that happen yet. That's the first time I've seen it do that. But I might, because they have this in so many colors. They have one in a coffee color. This is the dark blue color. I might get one in like the coffee color. They have like a brown color, a coffee color. It comes in white, which is like a cream, black, orange. It comes in a variety of colors, but for $15, it's really, it's nice to have. Like, it would make a good beat up journal pen. or a planner pen, which I think is where this one is going to live. It's probably going to live in my planner. But yeah, that's that one. And then the next one, let me clean off. I am going to be able to fit everything on one page. Yay! Okay. The next ink is Graphon Faber-Castell Cognac Brown. I recently bought a ton of brown inks, and I'll show you why in a minute. I have one brown pen. Yeah, you've seen it before. It's my Pilot 823 in amber. And then I recently bought another brown pen that I was not expecting to buy, but I did. But anyway, this is the ink in that new pen, and I really love this color. It's more on the orange side of brown. It does remind me of cognac. It's such a pretty color. And that surprises me because I never thought that I would be into browns. But yeah, on a video soon, hopefully, I'll have a whole swatching video of a bunch of browns. I also have some yellows in there, some oranges, because I'm really lacking in yellow inks. And so I wanted to try some more. But yeah. So this is the pen that I bought. Watch is going off. This is the pen that I bought. This is a Pelikan M400 in brown tortoiseshell. And the pen is really lovely in person. You got a little bit of chatoyance in the little brown bits. I wouldn't expect to like this pen as much as I do, but I do. Oh, don't turn the piston knob. Yeah, so you can see through it. I can like check my ink level in there. This is the M400, so it's not too big, and it's pretty comfortable for my hand. I had picked up a couple of Pelikan pens to like just hold in my hand at a pen show at one point, and I was just like, ugh, who would ever want something smaller than an M600? Because the Pelikan pen is such, I guess it's engineered in such a way to be so lightweight that some of their smaller pens just feel like toys. They don't feel like substantial pens at all. So I thought the M400 would be like a good compromise because let's be honest, the M600s can be pretty pricey, and anything beyond that is like way out of my price range. So anyway, this was on sale at Pensmith. I had to think, like, it's Dan Smith's site. What is it called? It's called Pensmith. Yeah, so this was on sale. It was a really good price, and he could do the tuning and smoothing of the nib and whatnot. And so I was just like, okay, cool. I'll go for it. And this was not on my radar to like anytime soon buy this pen, but I pulled the trigger and I did. And I don't know how I feel about it yet. It's nice on some paper, and I don't like it on Tomoe River paper. Does that make any sense? So I don't know if this is going to stay or if this is going to be rehomed. I really love the body of it. I was expecting a little bit more bounce in the nib, which I have since been educated that the gold nibs don't have the same bounce that their steel nibs do. So there's that. Yeah, I love the body. The pen body is great. So maybe it'll just be a case of swapping the nib out with with something else. Or maybe it'll be a case of selling the pen. What's a G? I do this every time. Yeah, but not that the pen writes poorly on Tomoe River paper, but I like it more on Graphilo. And that's sort of strange because I don't usually prefer Graphilo to Tomoe River, but I sort of do in this case. Okay, so we'll move on. So this is actually from this year's ink vent, Deck the Halls. I think everybody probably really liked this ink, and there's a reason, because it's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. Diamine, Deck the Halls. So pretty. Okay, so the story behind this. I have lots of pen stories this month. I'm trying to get the shimmer to incorporate here, so if I make you sick, I'm sorry. This is the glow purple. I had I needed to order Sailor 770. And I also wanted this pen. So I put in an order with Goulet. And unbeknownst to me, my husband also knew that I wanted this pen. And so for Christmas, he ordered me what he thought was this at the same time. And so because I saw the package, which by the way, if you order a Twsbi pen on Amazon, know that it comes from Twsbi and not from Amazon. And so if you're trying to sneak a Twsbi into the house without anybody knowing that you've ordered a Twsbi, don't do it on Amazon. Because the return address very clearly says Twsbi. Anyway, so it was spoiled. Obviously, there was a pen in there. And so he gave it to me early. And I pulled it out and I looked at the end of the box. I'm just like, are you sure this is the glow purple? He's like, yeah, I ordered the glow purple. And I'm like, I think this is the transparent purple, because I was on Amazon earlier that week looking for the glow purple to see if Twsbi had it up on Amazon yet. And they didn't. And what popped up was the transparent purple. So be careful about when reading the Amazon product pages. So obviously I opened this up early because I bought it for myself. And originally I put in there Dominant Industries Pearl Sunset, which is the perfect color for this. It's really, it's a stunning match, but the ink itself is so light that it just doesn't work well. And then I opened up this ink and I was just like, well, that's gonna have to replace it. This is a broad nib. I've not had a whole lot of time to write with this pen, just a little bit here and there, and from that it seems pretty good. The shimmer does settle really fast, but no issues with it at all. Last pen, y'all. So this pen is inked with Sailor 252, which was a mistake, because I meant to ink it with, what is it, 232? darker gray version of this is what I meant to ink it with. But that's okay, because this is also a good match for this pen. Alright, you all remember Fountain Pen Day. I thought I would make my husband's life easier, and so Endless Pens had this pen, the Sailor Pro Gear Winter Sky, on sale, and it was under $200. And I was just like, first of all, it's hard to get a regular Pro Gear under $200, and two, I was just like, meh, it'll be good. It'll be a good Christmas present for me, and I'll just give it to my husband to give to me for Christmas. And so that's what happened. And so I was expecting this pen. The last 3 pens I was not expecting so much, but this pen I was expecting, and it was what I was holding off on for this ink, which shouldn't have been this ink, but a different ink. But yeah, it happens. Whatever. Oh, so this is a Sailor Pro Gear, and this has a music nib on it. And I've never tried Sailor's music nibs before. I only have one other Sailor, and it's a medium nib. And this nib is really cool. This has like sort of like the bounce and softness that I was expecting from the Pelikan. So yeah, I get a little bit of railroading with this ink. I tested this pen before I put it away for Christmas with Sailor Sotin, I don't know how to pronounce it. And it wrote beautifully, so I think this ink is probably a little bit on the dry side. Because I do get that little bit of railroading. What is this, 252? But yeah, this pen is just really, really lovely. Again, I've only had it for 4 days, so I haven't been able to write a lot with it, but the little bit that I have, I've liked it, and I really can't wait to put the ink in it that I actually wanted to put in it. But, you know, whatever, just go with it. That's been sort of my motto this month. Just go with it. Not the end of the world, but it's good. So I'll let these dry, and then I'll come back and we can take another look. All right, I think everything's pretty much dry at this point. All the best in writing. It always, the sheen always sort of takes over. It's like this gold-green sheen with little bits of purple in it, but it's not, and I don't know if it's the pen or what, but the shimmer doesn't come out evenly in the writing. So sometimes you'll get like a word or two that has a lot of shimmer in it, and then some words nothing. So it is not my favorite shimmer. Emerald of Chivor is generally not that way, and I like that you can actually see in the writing the base color, and it's not all sheen. This one behaves so well. You just get like little hints of the red sheen, and it adds like a nice variation to it. Ash is you know, it's ash. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep that one, because I like it, and I like it in that pen, but I don't know. the Yamadori, you get a little bit of the red sheen on top of that base color, and it's nice. It's okay. I really love this cognac brown. In heavy applications, you get a little bit of, like, I guess it's like an orange sheen, an orange-red sheen. I see it mostly over on this side. It's a super pretty ink, and it shades like nobody's business. It's really, really pretty. Diamine Deck the Halls is one of the chameleon inks. And I can see, mostly when I look at it head on, I see the shimmer is purple. But like right here, it's a gold color to me. Looking at it in the monitor, it's no matter what, it looks purple. But I promise you, the shimmer changes to a gold color in person. And if you're confused about what exactly a chameleon ink is, I was just as confused, and so I looked up chameleon shimmer. I googled it, and it's not. What it is mica that's been coated with a titanium dioxide, if I'm spewing it out correctly, which gives you like some variation in how the light is reflected off of it, and so it's dependent on the lighting. So that's the short lesson here on chameleon inks, which I sort of wish I had known at the beginning of Inkvent, or that Diamine had explained better what it was, because so many of them I was looking at, I was just getting like the one shimmer color. I'm just like, I don't get it. Why is it called that? But this one, especially in this spot right here, I can see it go very clearly from purple to that gold color. So yeah, Google's our friend. Anyway, this was this month. I'm not sure what's on the agenda for next month. I don't know how next month is going to look. I'm going to try to do another one of these next month. We'll see what happens. The only ink that I had to swap out was the Dominant Industry Sunset Pearl. I've been looking at so many screens this month that I was like, my eyes can't take it. It's too much of a struggle. Which is, like, this ink is pretty much as light as I think I want to go. And even then, I think it might be too light for me right now. But I think that's it. This was December's Currently Inked. I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a good one.